Hey everyone, it's Warlord EXE for my Day 9 entry into Warbosstae's painting, July painting challenge. As of right now, I don't think I have, I know I haven't uploaded, Day 5 and beyond because I haven't had the chance. So, chances are by the time this gets up on YouTube, it's well past, the 9th of July. So I just thank you for any patience you've been having if you've, been following along. And I apologize for such a delay, but with not the greatest internet, it's really hard to keep up with these. So I got more work done on my Nurgle obliterators, and for the most part, they're almost done. This guy just needs his little eyes done. I went in and did some rusting effects on the paint chips. Not really happy how it came out, but there was something new. It was a new way to do rust I've never tried before, and since I was already on a roll of doing paint chipping in a fashion I've never done before, and really actually liked how the look went, I decided to do a new style of rusting from the same person who I learned how to do the chipping from. Once I get these varnished, I'm going to go over the rust with possibly some weathering powders just to give it more texture. I don't know if I really had the right colors for it. I do have like more of a brick red and some muddier browns, but I don't know, we'll see. So here's this guy. Ended up doing his tentacle in more of a reddish purplish blue tone, quite literally. I just did denim stone base coat and then worked in red wash and then added a purple while it was still wet and then added a blue while it was still wet. And then added just a little bit of brown in spots to darken it more and just pretty much kind of glazed the entire surface. And yeah, so I decided to go with the black eyes, and then once this is varnished, I'll go over it with gloss coat. I gotta wash these melons right here. I kind of accidentally forgot those. Yeah, so rusting. I got some text done on his impurity seals. This guy just needs I just gotta decide what to do with his eyes. But otherwise, yeah, I got some rusting in. Got some text and everything. I also finally got a chance to get some gloss varnish, and I glossed over this. It's probably kind of hard to tell, though. It is a bit more reflective. Oh, yep, you can see right there. So for my next entry, I should have hopefully have tried doing some oil washes, just to see if I like the effect of those. Probably should try on a base that I really don't care if I don't like the look, but I'm already here, so I might as well do it. And then for these guys, as you can see, I pulled them off his base to get ready to transplant them onto these bases. Unfortunately, it would seem for both of these two guys that I was a little overzealous and super gluing the right foot. Well, originally I glued them to the bases so I could use them in game, even though they hadn't been painted at the time. And then the idea was once I finally got a chance to take a break from playing games and get them painted, I would transplant them from these bases over to those resin bases. But yes, I seem to be overzealous with the glue, and I can't get the right foot off. I could have sworn I saw a mention in the caption corner or somewhere something about for removing super glue or parts that are super glued together, something about putting them in the freezer for a while, which would, I'd imagine, make the glue bonds a lot more rigid and easier to break, but I'm not 100% sure about it. And I am trying to do my best to preserve these bases. I mean, I don't need them for my Chaos Space Marines, but my Dark Eldar, at some point, I plan on converting Beastmaster squads, and it would be really nice if I could have these 40 mil bases and not have to buy more. As far as the question of the day, my favorite army across all factions, I'm gonna probably have to go with Black Templars. They were my first army I ever collected. I really like the fluff behind them, just like the whole eternally crusading, how they've pretty much they have no known record of ever having a brother Marine turned traitor. The fact that they're kind of like screw you Ultramarines with their army composition, and the fact that they're well over 1,000 Space Marines and they don't really conform to anybody. All they really care about is to be eternally crusading, protecting the realms of mankind, and really just doing what they were made to do, and following the visions and the ideas of the Emperor, and the fact that they don't use psychers, and that not only do they not use psychers, but they're just so against witchcraft and whatnot that even Grey Knights at best, rule-wise, are only allies of convenience. They're supposed to be the incorruptible ones. That, for all the right reasons that the Black Templars hate psychers, in theory, don't apply it to the Grey Knights, but they still don't trust them. Really, in a close second, and I'd probably have to be a tie between Word Bearers and Space Wolves. Reading a Space Wolf novel was one of the, or the omnibus, the first one, was one of the couple of things that really helped push me into the hobby itself. And I almost went with Space Wolves as my first army, but I was pretty much a noob painter at then, and I was looking at all these Space Wolf talismans and fur pelts and whatnot, and just had no clue how easy and simple it could be to paint them, and just thought it was going to be really complicated. So I really shied away from them. And then after looking at a whole bunch of other armies, Black Templars were eventually the ones I came to, and I just really liked their fluff. Yeah, so leave any comments, suggestions, and I'll be back for my next entry.